Aeris Aerobics septic systems are the premier wastewater treatment solution for homeowners who do not have access to city sewer systems. They provide an efficient and environmentally friendly way to treat wastewater and preserve resources by reclaiming the water you use and repurposing it to maintain your lawn. In this video, we will discuss maintenance tips and procedures to ensure that your Aeris Aerobics septic system functions optimally, providing reliable wastewater treatment for your household for years to come. Let's start with explaining the function of the tank and each component. Your Aeris system is sized according to your home's square footage, number of bedrooms, and occupants. An Aeris Aerobics septic consists of a one-piece concrete tank that is divided into 4 compartments. The first compartment is the pre-treatment tank, which we call the trash tank. All household wastewater enters the trash tank through the home's plumbing system to begin the treatment process. The bulk solids are collected in the trash tank. The remaining septic effluent flows over to the next chamber and stage in the wastewater treatment system called the aeration chamber. Most systems have a small external compressor that pumps air into the tank and provides oxygen. Air added into this chamber provides biological treatment for the removal of biodegradable organic wastes under aerobic conditions. The aeration system provides the oxygen required to sustain the aerobic biological process. In other words, the air pumped into this chamber keeps aerobic bacteria alive. The aerobic bacteria work to digest and break down sewage. After the aeration process, the treated wastewater moves over to the third compartment, called the clarification chamber. Here, the remaining small particles settle out and are returned to the aerobic chamber for additional treatment. The treated water then flows over to the fourth compartment, the pump tank. Inside this final chamber, the treated water is disinfected. Once the water has been disinfected to kill any remaining bacteria, it is then ready to be pumped out into either sprinkler heads or dispersed through underground drip irrigation lines. Now that we have looked inside your Aeris Aerobics system and its 4 chambers, let's discuss the ongoing maintenance of your system and the best practices for keeping your tank running efficiently. The first chamber, the pre-treatment chamber, needs no homeowner maintenance and should be opened only to clear an obstruction if needed or to pump the chamber out when required. Periodic pumping of the system to remove solids should be performed by your service provider or a licensed pumping company once every 3 years or when sludge levels in the pump tank reach 10 inches or more. In the second chamber, the aeration chamber, the only hands-on maintenance we suggest for owners is cleaning the air compressor filter once per month. You can clean the filter by first removing the external compressor cover, then remove the internal cover to expose the actual filter. You can then clean it by either shaking it out or using compressed air. After the filter has been cleaned, return it to the compressor. Since the air compressor pumps in the oxygen necessary to keep the aerobic bacteria alive, it is essential that the compressor is working correctly and always left running. A system that is not being aerated properly will produce foul odors due to no treatment taking place. Once the issue has been resolved, it can take up to 2 weeks to build up proper levels of bacteria and for foul odors to no longer be present. If the compressor malfunctions, an alarm will go off. Your system comes with 2 types of alarms, an aeration and high water alarm. An aeration alarm is triggered by a malfunctioning compressor, broken airline, or clogged diffuser. A high water alarm occurs in the event the pump fails or clogs and the tank is overfilled. In the event of an alarm, go to your septic control panel to determine which type of alarm is sounding. You may locate the mute switch on the side of the control box and flip it to the mute position to silence the alarm. If the light is flashing, indicating an aeration alarm, call your service provider and schedule a non-emergency site visit. If the light is solid, indicating a high water alarm, call your service provider and request a high priority visit. Prior to the service technician's arrival for a high water issue, it is recommended that you limit your water usage to flushing toilets only to prevent a possible septic backup from tanks becoming overfilled. Do not wash clothes or run the dishwasher. And if you must take a shower, use as little water as possible. Moving on to the third compartment, the clarification chamber needs no homeowner maintenance. Finally, the fourth chamber, the pump tank. where the treated water collects and is disinfected using either household bleach or chlorine tablets specifically designed for septic effluent disinfection. To determine which type of disinfection device your system has installed, bleach chlorinator caps are typically black and indicate to use only liquid bleach, while tablet chlorinators have a tablet holding dispenser located beneath the top cap. If you have a bleach chlorinator, fill or top off the reservoir once per month using plain household bleach such as Clorox. Only do this once per month to prevent overusage of chlorine. Avoid using bleach that claims to be splash-proof, since it contains a thickening agent that can clog your chlorinator. If your system is disinfected using chlorine tablets, make sure to purchase only tablets specifically designed for aerobic septics. Aerobic tablets can typically be purchased from your service provider or your local hardware store. Do not use swimming pool tablets. The gases they put off can be explosive when used in an aerobic septic. Check the tablets once per month and replace as many tablets as needed to always equal 4. Do not overfill the holder with tablets, as this can result in upper tablets wicking moisture and becoming ruined before they can be used. To check and replace tablets, remove the cap and the tablet holder from the tank. Place the bottom of the holder on a solid surface and add as many tablets as needed, then carefully slide the holder back into place. When replacing the tablet holder, make sure the openings are facing the correct way to line up with the openings down in the dispenser so that the effluent can pass through the system properly and prevent clogging. Slowly slide the tube back into place. Do not drop it down, as this could damage the PVC piping inside the tank or the tablet holder itself. After the water is disinfected, it is then ready to be pumped out. It is important to note that even though the water has been treated, it cannot be used to water gardens, fruit or nut trees, or high traffic areas. The spray field where the treated water is pumped out via sprinklers is also a critical component of your Aeris Aerobics septic system. Keep the area clear of debris and ensure that surface water, like rainwater or sprinkler runoff, is diverted away from the spray field to prevent oversaturation. Grass around the septic sprinkler heads should also be regularly mowed to prevent puddling or oversaturation. All Aeris spray systems come with a timer and are set to come on at night to avoid you or your pets from inadvertently being sprayed. The timer is located inside your septic control panel. To set the timer, open the control panel and locate the circular timer. The timer is sectioned by 12 to 12 a.m. and 12 to 12 p.m. You will need to set the timer to the current time. Let's say the time right now is 11 a.m. Turn the circular time clockwise until the triangle arrow is pointing at the 11 in the a.m. section. Now, if you want to set your sprinkler to go off between midnight and 5 a.m., locate the 12 on the a.m. side and flip out the notches all the way to 5 a.m. as shown. There is a water pump located inside the pump tank with 3 float switches. The main float is connected to the system's timer and turns on the pump at the designated time you set the control panel to. The second float is an override float that will activate the pump and sprinkler system when the tank becomes overfilled prior to the scheduled timer activating. The third float activates the high water alarm in the event the pump fails or clogs and the tank becomes overfilled. Your Aeris Aerobics system comes with a 2-year warranty and monitoring agreement. The warranty covers the concrete tank and components, excluding sprinkler irrigation heads, which are covered for 30 days. Your monitoring agreement consists of 6 inspections, one every 4 months over a 2-year period, starting when the system was installed. Your installation company is responsible for providing the initial 2 years of inspections and any needed warranty repairs. They are also required to place an ID tag on the outside of your septic control panel, which will have their name and phone number. We recommend adding their number to your contacts so they can be reached quickly if needed. In summary, maintaining your Aeris Aerobics septic system is simple. Periodic pumping of the system to remove solids should be performed by your service provider or a licensed pumping company as discussed once every 3 years or when sludge levels in the pump tank reach 10 inches or more. For homeowners' routine maintenance, clean the air compressor filter and add the designated amount of bleach or chlorine tablets once a month. Do you smell foul odors, hear an alarm, or see signs of overflow? Keeping an eye on your septic tank and being observant of what you see and smell is the first step to keeping maintenance low and the tank running efficiently for years to come. To keep your Aeris Aerobics septic system running smoothly with minimal maintenance, here are some additional guidelines and tips. Be mindful of what goes down your drains, as certain substances can damage your septic system or disrupt the treatment process. Avoid flushing non-biodegradable items such as feminine hygiene products, condoms, flushable wipes, harsh chemicals, grease, or oil down your drains. Consider adding a bidet attachment or a bidet toilet seat to your existing toilets to reduce the amount of toilet paper going into your system, which helps extend the time between septic pumping. Do not use a garbage disposal. Instead, put food scraps in a compost bin or trash can. Food down a disposal can overload the system with organic matter, which can result in foul odors and your tank having to be pumped out prematurely and/or more frequently. Do not install a water softener, as it can overload the system's hydraulics and cause oversaturation in the ground when the treated water is pumped out through the sprinkler system. When doing laundry, spread loads out over the week to avoid hydraulic overloading or foul odors. Foul odors that come and go are usually the result of too much water being pushed through the tank at one time, which causes hydraulic overloading. Odors that remain constant indicate a mechanical issue or a tank in need of pumping out. Keep ants away from the aeration compressor and pump tank lid by using ant deterrent to prevent ants from damaging these components in any way. Aerator failure due to ant damage will void warranty coverage. Run water through all your drains, tubs, and toilets once per month. Foul odors inside the home are not usually septic related, but a result of a plumbing venting issue or caused by a dry P-trap. This occurs mostly from a bathtub, sink, or floor drain that is rarely used, and the water in the P-trap dries up and allows the smell of sewer gases to enter the house. This can be corrected by running water and plumbing fixtures to fill the trap with water and block any sewer smells. By following these guidelines, you can help ensure the efficient and effective operation of your Aeris Aerobics septic system. Once you understand your system, maintenance takes only a few short minutes each month. And in return, you regain precious resources by reclaiming the water you use for laundry, dishes, and showers. Maintaining your septic system is an investment that gives back not only to your family and your wallet, but also benefits our planet for generations to come. Thank you for choosing sustainability and for choosing an Aeris Aerobic septic system.